特別任務だけこなしてりゃいいんだ。
いいなあ、ジョーカー。
だよな。
というわけで
アムちゃん専用ガーディアンケープです。それだけは嫌。
Is this the sound working? Cause I can't tell right now. I need to like no. Okay. It's just there's just a delay between me talking and stream. Yeah, so hello everyone who is currently watching. I'm just here. Let me put some music in the background. Okay, so this is just supposed to be a chill stream, like nothing important. All I'm really doing is working on my main project right now, which is to create a zine. I've been wanting to do one for a long time, and I'm really into physical things now, like stickers and stuff and stationery. And I want to make like a small zine and see how things go from there, because I'd love to make stickers in the future as well. So I'm just trying to do the line art. Last stream I was doing the markup and stuff, like the draft of the drawing, but now I can actually do the line art. And I've been working on it kind of like all day, and it's tiring to say the least. Like, it's not like the biggest zine, there's only like a couple of illustrations, but to plan each illustration out and figure out what I'm drawing is kind of like difficult. I didn't know how difficult it was gonna be until I actually started for real this time. So this is also like a space where you can ask questions in the chat box or anything. If you have anything on your mind, you can just like put it down there and I can answer it. So yeah, that's kind of like what I want this stream to be, because there's a lot of annoying stuff that's happening right now. Oh, thank you. I was saying that I'd love to make stickers. I really enjoy putting stickers everywhere. I used to collect stickers when I was younger as well. So yeah, I thought about actually my other hobby besides art is writing stories, and I really wanted to write stories for children and stuff. Like, I normally aim my stories towards younger audiences rather than my own age group, because I like stories that have like a moral or have something important or show character growth that can inspire children. So yeah, if I had the time to and I wasn't like doing animation as a degree, I would totally have done like illustration or become like a hobbyist in writing stories and stuff. I just kind of enjoy children books a lot more, and I also always wanted to be an author when I was younger, before I started like drawing or getting into drawing. I wanted to be an author, so I've always liked writing stories. It's also why a lot of my stuff is like child friendly, because I want all audiences to be able to watch my content, and for parents to feel at ease that their kid isn't watching anything too weird. So that's why my stories never really have any explicit content, because I just want it to be seen by nearly everyone. But the zine that I'm working on right now is just basically a collection of my Magical Girl characters, because I have a lot of Magical Girl OCs and stories. So I just decided to compile them all together and talk about them in this small book, and then also I'll have to get it printed, and I'm gonna make a couple of copies and see how it turns out. I'm really excited to see what the end product will look like, because I really enjoy making Magical Girl content and drawing my own characters, even though that sounds a bit narcissistic, but I do enjoy drawing Magical Girls and making up their powers and stuff. So it's also interesting because some of these character designs are older. Like Reno, I made her in 2013, and some of the other characters in this scene, like I've made them this year, so it's like interesting to see how I've changed in terms of character design. Thank you. I'm so happy that you said that because I just find it really heartwarming to see that people actually enjoy my content. It's kind of hard for me to. I tend to get down a lot because I compare myself to other artists and animators quite a bit. But if people out there genuinely enjoy my content, then it gives me enough strength to keep on going and keep on producing and making things. And oh, someone out there actually cares. It makes me really happy. I don't know. It's kind of like sad, but it's true. I often undo. It's kind of like a bad habit, but I just do it a lot because I'm never really satisfied with the strokes that I make. I don't know if other people undo as much as I do because I tend to undo quite often. I've really been wanting to update my online shop and really like put some new things in and basically update everything because I've kind of like left it alone for a while since I came back from uni. I haven't had the chance to really operate it properly since there wasn't like a post office close to where I study. I'd have to travel into town and that would cost me money each time to do so. But when I'm working from my family's home, there's like a post office down the street that I can walk to, so I don't have to spend any money in terms of traveling into the post office and back. So yeah, that's why I haven't really been doing it a lot. It's because I'm always starting things and trying to get them done as soon as possible, but it never really works out as quickly as I want to. But I always keep on believing that I'll eventually finish it and I'll eventually get it done. So that's why there hasn't been a new episode in like forever. It's not that I haven't been working on it, it's just that I haven't been working on it consistently, and that's why. It's I kind of like her design now. It's I've made it so long ago that if I was to change it, it would kind of like take away from that time that I made her, because her character was all about being a homage to other Magical Girl characters, which is why her design is kind of simple, and she wears leg warmers, kind of like something that was really popular in 80s Magical Girl anime, so that's why her design is the way it is. But if I was to update her, it would be maybe her school uniform, because the colors are kind of a bit weird. But other than that, yeah, I don't think I'll update her design too much. Probably just keep it the way it is for now. I might change my mind, but right now I kind of like it, oddly enough. The thing is with Rino is that over the years I've kept her original design the same, but I've like made lots of different other outfits for her, so even though her basic design stays the same, her other outfits are constantly changing, so for example, this design here, I made it like in April. The reason why is because I like rabbits, so I wanted to give her a design that had rabbits, and it just kind of ended up like that. But you won't really see it in the show, it's just kind of a design that exists. So that's what I normally do. I make new outfits and then I just draw them for fun, but I don't really put them in the show because there wasn't really a point. They wouldn't match up with the story, it'll just be kind of odd. They're just kind of for fun designs. Yeah, Card Kataseka was also one of my prime sources of inspiration. Kind of like the actual idea was that Winner was actually supposed to wear different Magical Girl outfits based on the situation she was in. But when I made her first design, what happened is everyone kind of associated her with the design. So actually in the second episode, she's actually wearing a different outfit while in battle, but it kind of went over people's heads, I guess because I didn't make it such a big deal. So people just kind of associated Winner with one main design. So I just kind of said, oh well, I guess the design is, I'll have to keep it like this, and I just will cut that idea out and just keep the one design since no one else recognizes the other designs. But yeah, that's why I originally tried to plan multiple costumes, but it kind of just all fell flat because they just weren't as memorable as the one that I initially created for her. Another thing that people tend to pass over in terms of Winnows design as well is her wand. It's the thing that she primarily flies with, but it's also a weapon, and I guess people forget the general shape of it because it's kind of like it was supposed to be like a modern version of a wand. So unlike the traditional one, they were supposed to be more futuristic to go with her general alien design, but outer space design, I guess. It also extends as well. shown in the Christmas special. When she and Haruto fly together, her wand grows bigger to accommodate 2 people, so it can also do that as well. And that was kind of like, I took that from Cardcaptor Sakura, because Sakura also flies with her wand, so yeah. It kind of all ties in together. The way that I designed her was specifically to try and take inspiration from other Magical Girl animes, and obviously the Sailor collar and stuff is obviously taken from Sailor Moon, but I just like Sailor collars, so, and ribbons, so I put them in literally every design I make. Yeah, basically it's supposed to kind of represent, the ring around the wand is supposed to represent like rings like Saturn has, and then the star on top, obviously it's supposed to represent a star, but it's kind of looked over a bit. I don't draw it as often because the shape of it is kind of difficult to draw and pull off sometimes, so it's supposed to be like a triangle shape that's rounded at the ends, and that doesn't always translate that well when I draw it. Like if I was to do it again, I would definitely change the shape, but I don't know. I have to think about changing the shape because I wouldn't know what to change it into. A typical episode takes me, because I work really, really slow, it takes me like, if I was to work on it consistently, it should only take me like 2 to 3 months, but because I don't get the time to work on it constantly, it gets pushed further back and back. But I do have like a backlog of episodes that I need to write. Like currently, I have 5 short episodes that I need to produce, and they're a lot shorter, so I think they will take less time. The first one, I'm nearly done doing all the animation for it, but I kind of have to keep going back and updating it because I'll make one bit of animation in April and then the other one in July, and then I'll have to update the one that I made in April, and then when August comes around, I'll have to update the one in July. But a lot of the things shown in the preview episode were from the first short episode, I'm basically I'm not rewriting the story, but I'm going back to the beginning because since I made that first episode all those years ago, the story has changed a little bit. It's not the same story that I initially started out with, so I don't want to sort of try and continue it when I've changed some things about it, but it's mostly the same. Haruto and Rin meet in the same way and they become friends in the same way. It's just kind of more elaborated on how they become friends, because by the second episode there's a time skip, and then in the third episode again there's another time skip. So it's like the whole point of these shorts is supposed to illustrate what exactly happens in between those time skips, because I only planned to have a certain amount of episodes so I couldn't spend time developing their relationship. But since I've shortened each episode, I can just devote a whole episode to Rino and Haruto just having day-to-day conversations, which is what I want to do, as opposed to just action, which is not the point of the show at all. It's kind of more about Rino's time on Earth and getting used to things and stuff. So it's more slice of life Magical Girl, which you don't really see because Magical Girls is like supposed to feature quite a bit of action, but the actual fighting in Space Ranger Rino is kind of glossed over because that's not what I want to make the show about. But yeah, that's how long it takes. Oh, thank you so much. I get told that a lot. It's kind of, I'm used to it, but at the same time, it's kind of like, oh, I'm gonna get told this my whole life. But thank you anyways. People tell me that my voice and my face doesn't suit me that much, but I was kind of born like this, so I just kind of deal with it. And then there's also my other side projects. Yeah, I think the reason why I like magical girls so much is because they're just kind of ordinary girls who just have these magical powers and then they just try to live their life. Like, they're not born having these powers. They kind of get them out of the blue and they just try and live with that. And I think that aspect of just, oh, I'm a girl and now I have magical powers and this is my life, is what makes magical girls really interesting to me. And seeing them grow through their magical powers and the people around them, because a lot of magical girl shows have really good supporting cast, like in Captain Sakura. It's not just about Sakura, there's so many other characters in the show, and I think that really cemented the show for me as a really good show, because I could just kind of understand a lot of the characters' feelings and emotions, and I want to make good side characters as well, so I feel like I have a lot of work to do in that area, because Winnow and Haruto are only right now are the characters that have the most development at the moment, but I want to develop other characters as well, and it's kind of difficult if I don't put time for them, if I don't put them on screen. So I just have to wait and see how the side characters will hold up in comparison to the main characters. Because Haruto was also a side character, and he kind of got bumped up to a main character. They weren't really supposed to be that good of friends, like best friends, but the original idea was just to have Haruto be like a damsel in distress, and for Winnow to save him every so often, and then it just kind of changed over the years to Winnow and Haruto being best friends and caring for each other. So I also want to keep their relationship ambiguous in the context of the show. I know some people ship them romantically, and I know some people ship them just as friends, but I want people to be able to make that choice. I don't want to limit people and only tell them there's only a certain way to see these two characters. Like, obviously I have my own ideas for what their relationship is supposed to be, but it's not the only idea that has to exist. So, especially when there's a lot of external conflict around them. But I take so long in drawing and doing liner, and that's why I've been working on it all day, because I just can't go any faster. And I wish I could draw faster. That would be my ultimate. If I could make one wish and it wasn't money, I'd wish to draw faster. That would save me so much time and effort and energy. I could just get things done and sleep. But I can't not when this is unfinished, because I'll just go to bed and then wake up tomorrow and start on it again. So but even so, over the course of the years, I've also made other ideas to put on my channel, like for the 12-hour challenge, I think it was. I made this a short one, like off episode. Was Kororo. Kororo. It's hard to pronounce. I don't know why I gave it that title. It's because the main character is called Verona, and these species are called Koa, so I just called it Kororo. And that's about like personified emotions and a young girl trying to deal with her own emotions and the emotions of people around her. So like once again, it's like it's like a magical girl, but it's also slice of life because a lot of it just takes place within the school, and a lot of it has to do with the other students in the school and their own conflicts. And then Verona and Shiro, who's the other character, are just supposed to figure it out. And yeah. And then there was another one, I think, and that was Rabbit Tear. And Rabbit Tear is about a girl called Aimee, and she's like a really shy girl who has a pet rabbit. And she eventually befriends a guy at her school, and she notices that things are falling from the sky, and it ends up that those things falling from the sky are mysterious like drops from another dimension that if they come in contact with people or things, like weird and mysterious bad things could happen, and she's supposed to catch them before they fall to the ground. So like that's her job. And there's other like magical people, girls and boys in the story, and they have their own roles to play. And that whole like roles to play kind of came from Shugokara, and the whole guardian thing and like protecting and stuff, because I watched that a lot when I was younger. So most of my stories are kind of inspired by other magical girl stories, because it was just kind of what I ended up watching a lot of the time. It's just like trial and error. Like I just keep messing up on the eyes, and I'm really particular about the eyes and their placement. So There's also a thing with my art style and eye colors because everything's like one big ball of brown. It's kind of like hard to kind of see the eye colors. Like Winnow's eye color is actually blue, but in the show it appears to be brown. Like everyone's eye color appears to be brown, but that's just the way it's drawn, really, as opposed to the way it actually is. It's more obvious when I draw art and I change the way that I draw eyes to show color, so then her eyes actually appear blue, and then it's more noticeable. But apart from that, you can't really tell. I seem fine at when her eyes are blue, so I'm glad that it came across somehow. I don't know how, because I don't remember drawing much fun of her with blue eyes until a bit later. But if anybody here has any additional questions, I am happy to answer them. They don't have to be about Fanime or my show, they can just be questions in general. If you want to know anything about me, but I'm pretty boring, but I'll still answer the question anyways. Because I can... Like, what do I want to do in the future and stuff? I don't know. What are my future plans? I don't know. What games do I like? Any questions, really. I don't really have a limit. But I think I'm nearly done with this liner. I just have to touch it up in a few places. This is always the longest and most difficult part for me because I tend to be really picky when it comes to how I want the line art to look and how I want it to look in certain areas. So I always end up spending more time on it than I need to, and then I just kind of breeze through the colouring. Oh yeah, and in this corner, it's like in the bottom of each page, I show like the outfit rundown. It was kind of cool, I don't know, fun to break down the actual outfit and stuff, and the collar and the ribbon and the dress. So it all comes together to make her outfit. Because I am into fashion design, even though I could never really sew anything. I'm into designing. Oh, hi Ali. How are you doing? I think that should be fine. I just need to heat up here and here. And now it's time to do the coloring. Yay. I need to find other colors. Here. And I need to number my layers so I actually know where I'm putting things, because I'm gonna forget which layers what, and that's not good. I also, I don't know what hair color Willow's hair is actually, what you would call it. It's not pink, it's not orange. I normally say peach colored hair. Peach. Like a very light peach. According to the color wheel, it's kind of like more to the orange side, but it's definitely not pink, but it's not yellow, so. Oh, thank you. Please look forward to the next episode. I'm going to try and get it out soon enough. Once I finish this zine, I'll go back to doing animation and try and get it out. And yeah. I feel like I always go back to animating when I get tired of just making art, so I'll get tired eventually and then I'll go back to doing animating. I would use the paint bucket tool, but I haven't really filled in the lines properly, so I have to do it the long way. I think it's like nearly an hour's gone by since I started streaming. I was only supposed to do this for an hour, but an hour goes by really quickly when you're just working on art. I've seen other artists do way more than I've accomplished in an hour. So now I feel bad because I'm wasting everyone's time by doing it really slowly. Like in comparison to this drawing, her hair color is it's slightly different. I did that on purpose, because I wanted there to be a clear dissonance between her normal hair color and that hair color, which is more pink, but not quite. And it's not an official outfit, it's like a fan, it's the equivalent of like a fan drawing, but I just put it in dare to take up space because my drawings are fairly small. I can't do big drawings. I've learned that over the years. I really can't. It's super difficult for me. I always end up doing it super small. I used to get hounded by my teachers in school because I just worked too small and I needed to work bigger. But the reason why I like working small is because it kind of fits my characters because they're all kind of small and tiny anyways. But yeah, after I what is it? Finish the hair and maybe the skin, I'll finish the stream because I'll just finish the rest of the colouring and I don't want to spoil too much. I have like more drafts to do and I have to think about what text I'm gonna put in here, whether I'm going to do rougher drawings and not just full illustrations. There's a lot to think about really. And I don't know the price of the zine. I know the size. It's gonna be B5, so it's actually going to be fairly small again. Not like A4 size, it's a bit smaller. And it's going to feature at least 10 pages of just illustrations and some words by me about my ideas and characters. And it's going to be sold on my shop, which is called Melty shop, ironically. And that's where you can buy Space Ranger Winner merchandise and stuff. I don't know why I'd want to buy it, but if you would like to buy merchandise, this is not an advertisement, it's just a little message. If you're interested, it's there, you can buy it. It exists. I made it. And yeah. And then my next goal would be to like oh, you can't. I'm sorry, Ali. I'm going to keep playing the same music because I can keep it on for hours. It's like, I know how much time has passed since. But to anyone who's listening, I'm thinking about doing tabling at a con. I don't know, it's really like I've tried to get into the biggest con in my country, the UK, multiple times, and each time they're like, sorry, sorry. Even when I apply, as soon as it opens, they're still like, sorry, there's no space for you. And it's like, I never get a space, but all these other artists can. It makes me sad, but I'll probably go for a smaller con. I'll work my way up. If it's a smaller con, I think I can get in. If I was in America, it'd be more easier because there's more cons to pick from. I'd have to think about when I'll be at uni, because I wouldn't be able to go to any of the ones in London from where I from where I live in uni. It'll just be too far. but I'm going to add the eye shine right now. I normally do it later, but I need to add it in right now because it feels like she's dead inside, and I don't like that. I need to fix that. So maybe I'll put like a blue highlight to reflect her eye color, since I can't. That's better. Need to fix it a bit. But yeah, I need to do like an announcement, because I was supposed to announce that I was making more episodes of Space Ranger Winnow, because when you see the word like scrapped on episode 3, it looks like I've just stopped making it all together, when really it's just that I don't feel like that episode would have done the continuation of the story exactly how I wanted it. It would have kind of complicated things a bit in the future if I wanted to do something with the story. Now that things are a bit more pinned down, because in the past I was just kind of like, oh, I just want to have fun and do and make them go to the beach and make a Christmas special. Like, there's more specials than actual episodes, because I just like making goofy things and like having fun with my characters and not being that serious. But I want to be serious in the sense that I want to get the story across, and I need to work harder in order to do that. I can't just make Christmas specials all day. I need to actually work on the actual episodes and get something out. Because I like fanime, like I like doing fanime. It's just that I'm thankful for the audience that I have right now. Like I will never get on Ruby levels, but I'm thankful that people actually enjoy the story for what it is, even though it's kind of like a bit of a mess and there's not a lot of stuff that makes sense at the moment. I hope to fix that in the future, so please, well, stay subscribed, or at least come and check every once in a while to see if there's actually something out. I'll try my hardest to actually produce content, so when you come back there's actually something for you to watch, and that'd be nice. That'd be interesting. It's like, oh, Melty's actually uploaded something. That's new. Haven't seen that before in a while. But yeah, I'm going to finish up the stream. I just want to do the skin because I enjoy colouring skin and doing blush and stuff. I try to keep my shading very simple, because my art style is very simple and there's not a lot to it, and trying to do hyper realistic shading would bring nothing to my style, and I just don't have the talent or time to do that either. I've seen styles which is like they're really simple and cute, but the author is really, or the artist is really good at doing backgrounds, so the backgrounds are super detailed and then the characters are really simple. It's like, wow, that's cool. But I can't make good backgrounds either. That's why you don't see any backgrounds here. I just need to draw cute magical girls all day. That will cover the fact that I can't draw backgrounds very well. I mean, you can look at the episodes and you can see that I can't draw backgrounds very well. They're simple for a reason, not because it fits the art style, but they're simple because I am a simpleton and I can't do backgrounds properly. That's why I'm learning. That's why I'm going to school, so I can get better. Please watch over me, background guardian angel. I'm gonna get good. And I'm going to improve. Hooray for buckets! And paint buckets. That's why it feels good to colour in all your lines. Oh, I didn't put the blush in the other picture. Oh, I'll do that later. And so, here's like a rundown of what I now do for the eyes or the skin, in case if anyone was noticing. So, I just use like a marker tool, and kind of do 2 shades for the blush. One's like a lighter colour, and then the other's a darker colour, and I just kind of shade them both on top. So it's kind of like in a way, like I don't do like a straight across anymore. I kind of do like a down, a little bit down. And I also, because I don't do eye whites, I kind of do like a, put the same colour in the eye, so there's a bit more depth here. I just put bits here and there and try and introduce some depth into the drawing so it's not too flat. Because I realised why shading exists, because it exists so your drawings don't look too flat. You can see it's like the same method done here. Let me just yeah, that looks good. I just don't want it to look too bad. Like acceptable quality. And that's the thing, if I could I'll just like make scribbles and put it into a zine, but since I'm going through the trouble of getting it printed and properly produced, it's like why put substandard drawings that I would consider scribbles into it. Like I should put in a bit more effort since I'm going through the whole process. But it is a lot of work, so that's the downside of trying to do it. But I've like learned in a short space of time of trying to introduce more shading into my work. It's kind of been a journey of trying to figure out what looks best, what works. But yeah, I'm going to close up soon, so anyone's listening, if you really have any questions, now would be the time to ask, because I am going to go watch some Magical Girl anime after this and eat food and then go to bed. So now's the time, because it's late where I live. It's like 11 PM, so yes, very late if you would say. Thank you, Ambrose UFO. Appreciate it. So yeah, if you just popped in, if you have any questions, Ambrose or anyone else, like, feel free to ask them. If you should probably ask them now, because I'm going to go soon. But thank you for calling my art cute, because that's what I live for. I strive to make my art cute. If my art's not cute, I'm doing something wrong, so I just keep working. make that stand out less and add a bit more to the eyes and but it was fun to do this stream for everyone still watching. Thank you for sticking around, for everyone who came in. Thank you for coming, even though you can't hear this. Still, thank you for coming. And in general, I've enjoyed just sharing my drawing process, cause I enjoy trying to convey my ideas and thoughts to people. And look out for the zine, because if everything goes to plan, it should be coming out eventually. I'm working really hard so I can really get things moving, but until I finish all the illustrations and everything, I can't do anything, so I think the mouth is a bit too... going to change the eyes a bit. And since it's winter, I'm going to yeah, it looks good. A bit more on the middle part. But yeah, that's it. That's the end of my stream. It's been quite long actually, so yeah, it was fun. I'm just here. I'll probably maybe do another one later down the line. Actually, I'm going to fix these. Yeah, so I'll see everyone later, and okay, bye. Bye everyone.